What is the one thing you've learned from traveling the world, experiencing with other athletes that's something you can't normally find on YouTube online, something you can really only gain through working with these, foreign athletes or experienced athletes?
That's a great question. So honestly, bro, through hanging out with some of the world class athletes, top athletes in the world, one of the biggest things that I've learned is it's not so much like what they do, it's more how they think. It's more about the energy that you feel around them, bro. It's crazy when you're around those athletes. You can feel their energy. You can feel that they're fully committed into what they're doing, and it's not just how they're moving. It's about their belief in themselves and what they're doing, man. It's crazy because I've been around Europe, I've been around South America, and around training with some of the craziest guys, and a lot of them can't even speak English, so we have a language barrier. And regardless, besides that, we still find a way to connect, and I can still feel the way that they're training, the way that they're connecting to their lifestyle, the way that they're fully engaged in what they're doing. And you can really absorb that, bro. And automatically when you're around that, you want to raise your standards, and it changes you, bro. It really changed me being around those athletes, seeing how they think, how they believe in themselves 100%, and how they're fully in what they're doing. I would say that's the biggest thing, that I learned.
Connecting with your body, like really being like engrossed in the situation, fully immersed in the movement, the exercise. Is that what you're getting at? The belief
Yeah,
system.
man, they have a certain presence to them, man. Like the energy, the passion, you feel it even if they're not speaking your language, you can see.
So yeah, you're saying like they have that energy to them, that passion? Like, is that is there anything where you can like elaborate on that?
I would say the way that they show up, you can feel the difference of, they have a very high awareness of their body, of their mind. It's that warrior mindset. It comes down to it's all about the mindset. That's what I learned, bro. It's the biggest thing. Your belief in yourself, your belief in what you're doing, being fully present and fully engaged and enjoying, passion, having that energy, and like I said, even not being able to speak English with some of these guys, you can feel when someone is fully in it, and that just rubs off on you, man. You can absorb that, and it makes you automatically want to raise your standards when you're around those kind of guys.
I respect that, man. Yeah, mindset is key for everything else.
Absolutely.
This kind of builds off that question, but based on, like I said, your experiences, your knowledge, everything you've learned through your journey, what's one thing that you genuinely believe in as far as fitness, strength training, calisthenics that kind of goes against conventional wisdom, goes against what other people believe to be true?
Yeah, that's another good one. So this one might surprise a lot of people. I hear this going around a lot, but when it comes to your program and a lot of these really high level athletes, I see them relying more on their intuition, more on intention and awareness, rather than being super obsessed on a program like routine, like reps, sets, like having everything super, structured. It is very important, that structure. But at a higher level, I noticed that these guys are just way more in tune with their body. At that point, they're chasing that awareness. They're in tune. They know how they feel. They know when they should pull back, when they should push, when it's too much, and when to recover. And all of those things you can learn from seeing those guys and how they train and how they approach their training. And of course, they have a routine. They're consistent, but it's more than just do this many reps and do this many sets, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. So intuition,
Yeah.
having that flow state kind of thing where they're really in tune with things, that makes a lot of sense,
Bro,
man.
the awareness, like they're super aware with how they're feeling, because they're already at a very high level. I think it's more about like the intensity,
Mhm.
like how hard they go on certain days and when they need to recover. Because at that high level, of course, it's easier to get injured.
Right.
So that's why you have to be in tune, bro. If you're not in tune, then things can happen. You can, and speaking from my experience, I was also the type of guy who was just pushing through all those little pains and injuries and just thinking, I want to push through, I want to do this, you know? And that was the wrong mindset. And I really changed that and learned from those athletes while being around them that I needed to be more in tune. I needed to be more aware. And that helped me a lot.
That makes a lot of sense, man. I completely agree with that. You got to listen to your body. Let's discuss, speaking of listening to your body, let's discuss recovery rehab a bit, man. As far as,
Sure, bro.
you're very knowledgeable on it, man. How did you become so knowledgeable on rehab, prehab, injury prevention, pain management, everything like that?
Yeah, so pretty much because of my dad, bro. So my dad, he's a neuro reflex therapist. He's been in the therapy rehab world for like 20 years. And he is true. I can confidently say he's truly one of the best at what he does. I would not be here doing what I do now without him. He teaches chiropractors, he teaches PTs, massage therapists, everyone who's into that field. And yeah, man, I just ever since I got injured in about halfway through 2021, I realized that I needed to start learning more about recovery, about the body, about how to heal, and back to that awareness and everything I was feeling and what was going on. And so that led me into learning more from my dad. I wanted to take advantage of what I had, and I'm very grateful and blessed that I have him. And I started learning what he teaches. He does seminars across the country teaching this system, this manual therapy system that he's working on. It's called PRRT. It stands for Primal Reflex Release Technique. But I started learning, and he combines a lot of manual therapies together. But I started learning from him, and you know, as I started my online coaching as well, dealing with people who in the calisthenics community, bro, everyone's injured, everyone's having these same and similar problems to me. So I thought, okay, why not learn more about this? And as I started healing, as I started learning more about my injuries and how to overcome them, I just became very in tune with like how he's working on me, the therapy that's working, what's actually working, and how can I use what I've learned from him and what worked for me and apply it and help other people with it, right? So that's really been my experience with it. And I go to seminars, like I try to learn. I'm studying more anatomy. Like I'm also very passionate about this now because I realize I want to be in this for my whole life, for as long as I can. It's all about longevity, bro. And this is what he's really preaching, and like the results that he's gotten with me. Like I don't know, like I've gone to so many chiropractors, bro, so many massage therapists and physical therapy that and none of that stuff has worked. So I'm very blessed to have him, and that's where most of my experience has come from, along with researching and all that stuff on YouTube. And
Yeah. No, you're very knowledgeable on it, man. You're very knowledgeable. I can see, so much. I've realized there's like an untapped thing on my end. I realize there's a lot more I have to learn as far as that goes. So it's really cool that
for
you're
all
able
of us,
to
bro,
help.
so much to learn for all of us, man.
Yeah.
Infinite.
What's your overall like either philosophy or method or protocols for being able to accurately diagnose and prescribe rehab and prehab routines for your clients? Like, how are you able to so effectively do that for people in need?
So there's only a certain level of accuracy that you can achieve through online. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not my dad, I'm not a therapist, so I can't get as accurate as they would, right?
Yeah.
The level of accuracy that I can achieve through online is it's good enough, man. It's good enough to get really good results because what I can do is I have my dad, and he helps me as well with like certain things. And like let's say like I have somebody that's like having this pain or whatever, and I don't know what to do or anything, and then like I can consult him. But generally, when we're speaking about assessing, diagnosing, figuring out what's going on, you always want assessing range of motion, assessing mobility, assessing weaknesses in strength, weaknesses in ability, testing all of these things and finding the weaknesses, finding the imbalances, because the body is always compensating, right? For me, my philosophy is it's a lot more, and everything that I've learned from my dad, I've learned that it's a lot more than just the pain that you're feeling. It's most of the time not a localized pain. There's so much when it comes to the human body and the things that people have been through, trauma, in their life, when they were a kid, emotional trauma, physical, like something, an accident that has happened, something traumatic that has happened in their life that caused mental, issues that can translate into the body. So I believe it's important to look at all of these things and
Yeah.
assess, the whole picture, right? Not just, okay, you're feeling a pain here and let's do rehab exercises for that, right?
Right.
So for me, I like to look at everything. I like to assess everything, and it's a lot of trial and error when you're doing when I can't be there in person and do these tests, because for my dad, if he was working with you, he would do a lot of muscle testing, right? Figure out, pinpoint exactly where it started, exactly what is going on. For me, we're going to do a lot of testing, like I just said. You're gonna try to exercise, trial and error. You're gonna come back to me, tell me how it feel, right? So you're gonna be like, okay, monitor the progress of how much this exercise helped you. Maybe you roll out and then you test, how does that help you? So we're always evaluating and changing, things. And you've noticed from how we work together that it's always back and forth. Like, you
Yeah.
always need to adapt and change things. It's not a one size fits all or a one exercise helps everyone. It's different things customized to what that person is going through.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. It's been magical, bro. Addressing my foot to think, oh, I'm having a neck and back issue and shoulder blade issue. It's like, okay, my foot, what? You think my foot matters? And dude, rolling the foot and addressing the hips and feet, bro, has been like, yeah, it is all connected with either the fascia or the prime meridians in the body or whatever it might be. Just the body's, a localized unit. So it's all a chain that affects it, affects everything. So,
It's all connected, bro. That's the number one thing that I learned is everything in the body. Everything is connected. Oops, sorry about that.
mind opening, bro. Absolutely. This kind of leads me into the um, next question. What are your thoughts on like basically like either ancient or Eastern medicine, Eastern philosophy, Ayurvedics, ancient India, ancient China, herbs, teas, tinctures versus like Western remedies, modern remedies, things like that?
Yeah, love it. So I'm not too knowledgeable about Ayurvedic stuff and like Chinese medicine and all of that things, but I am a super big believer about homeopathic remedies and herbal everything, like tinctures, all that stuff. I love it, man. Like, I really do not like medicine. I tried to stay away from the traditional medicine, everything I can do to heal myself naturally, and through like teas, man. Teas are great, certain tinctures that you can find, herbal stuff. For me, when I have any kind of issues, when it comes to like my gut, my stomach, allergies, internal stuff, that's in off balance and you're just not feeling right. I have someone that I go see. He's actually an herbalist, and he tests my whole body for all the bacterias, molds, fungi, parasites, allergens, everything, bro. And for me, this is way more beneficial than going to a doctor. Because
Wow.
in my opinion, the doctors only treat the symptoms and they don't treat the cure. And with the natural remedies and homeopathic stuff, you can get closer to actually like treating and curing what
Wow.
you're going through and restoring balance, right? Like if you have certain deficiencies or anything, like we can go into supplements a little bit, right? For me, I'm taking vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D, fish oils, the omega 3s. What else am I taking? I take charcoal as well for the stomach, like from when I travel. I'm drinking teas all the time. I do electrolytes. I drink mushroom coffees. So I like all of that stuff. I don't go too crazy. Also, I just started taking some organs. So I'm
Mhm.
really big on plant-based, like animal-based diet, and I've been getting more into the organs and stuff. So right now I have this supplement from Heart and Soil. It's called Whole Package, and in there it's like testicle, liver. You got like blood proteins in there,
Is it
and
like a
then I'm
capsule
also
you swallow?
Yeah, it's a few capsules, and then I also have the protein from the same company. In that protein, it's the best one I found, by the way. So I highly recommend it, and we can drop all the info or whatever. I'm not like sponsored by them or anything. I just really love using it, and
Gotcha.
it's a protein, and it has colostrum and cartilage in it. So
Gotcha.
yeah, man, this stuff is great. I've been taking it like every day, feeling amazing with the energy and just clear headed and just like all the things, man. It's really
That's
good.
awesome. What about creatine? Is that in your stack?
Not right now, just because I'm eating a lot of red meat already, so I feel like it's fine for me just to get my creatine from that. But I was taking creatine. I think it's really good. It's one of the highest researched supplements right now. I think everyone should take it. It's not just good for your body; it's good for your brain. And yeah, man, it's a good one. It's a good one. I think, it depends on the person, right? Like
Yeah.
for me right now, I don't want to take it. It's not good for me to take it right now. At certain times it is good, right? So you just have to evaluate what's going on. What are your
What
goals?
makes you realize like now is not a good time versus it used to be a good time?
So I think it's just based on how you feel. I think
Yeah.
for me, I feel I noticed I started retaining a little bit too much. Maybe feeling a little bit more bloated. Maybe it was related to something else that was in my diet or in my life was going on. But yeah, I feel like because I've transitioned into eating a lot more red meats and just overall changing my diet to be way more optimal, I feel good enough that I don't feel like I need to take anything extra. And yeah, if I do feel like it, I'll take it. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I
Gotcha.
would say so.
No, it's been super informative. I'm definitely going to go back and re-listen to some of the things you said, man. Is there any like last minute things you want to share with the calisthenics community about health, fitness, calisthenics? Something that you feel like is like specific to you, only you could contribute based on your experiences that would be valuable to people listening that we haven't covered yet?
I think it's really just about mindset, bro. I think we touched on it already, but I wanna emphasize it a little bit more. Everything that you're trying comes down to your belief in yourself. If you have that belief in yourself, no matter what you want to do, you can do it. It all starts from your head, and you're the only person that is holding you back. I've learned, like I said, being around all of these top athletes, they would never be able to achieve what they achieved, bro, without if they doubted themselves, if they let their fear overcome them. Everyone has fear, everyone has doubts, insecurities, not confident, bro. You got to take action, towards your goals, towards your passion. That's what I want to my message, like follow your passion, bro. Follow
Oh
that
yeah,
energy, like
hell
what
yeah,
you feel inside is calling you, bro. Go towards that with everything, bro,
love
and
that.
and you'll find
Do you
good
have
things.
like a pattern or like a trick or habit when you're feeling like low energy to like go from like
You cut
alpha to
out
theta
first.
state or like like psych yourself up again? Do you have like a mantra or like I don't know breath work or something like jazz yourself in and get that mindset going again? Like a trick you use? What do you do?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the breath work, I've gotten into the breath work and meditation over the last year, quite a bit, and that's something that helps me for any situation in life. Feeling stressed, anxious, you're just not feeling good. Just the breathing, bro. Just everything comes down to the breath. Even like if you notice you're getting like angry or you're about to like blow up, like let your first words, your breath is so powerful, bro. And coupled with a powerful mindset, you can achieve anything. And yeah, man, I encourage people to get into, the breathwork stuff, like all of that, and really try to work on the way that they speak to themselves in their mind.
Yeah.
Uh, it, uh, I notice a lot of people have trouble with that. I have trouble with it as well. I'm still working on myself, but the better I get at speaking to myself and the more positive of the thoughts that I have, the closer I notice that I get
Yeah.
towards my goals and the better I feel. So
Exactly. Mindset, breath, very important.
yeah,
Absolutely.
get out of your body, bro. Like start moving. That's why we all do fitness. Like it's a big release, at least for me, to express myself when I'm not feeling good, and just to be able to boom, like release. Like this helps a lot, man. This helps a lot.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Just tell me, what made you want to get into calisthenics? What made you want to start training calisthenics in the first place?
Yeah, so I stereotypical thing like I wanted some muscles to impress girls when I was younger, see these bodybuilders, whatever, muscular guys like, oh, I want that. You know, it looks masculine. Probably around like 11, 12 years old, I started realizing that. Tried weightlifting for a bit. Didn't really stick with it. I actually got my mom to buy me P90X one day when I was like 12 or 13. I did one
Yeah,
of the workouts. I was so sore the next day. I had to stay home from school. And I was like, Mom, just return the program. I can't do it. So I didn't end up sticking with weightlifting a bit. But then I found, when I was around 16, I found Chris Heria on YouTube, his 10X channel, when he was first starting it back in
nice.
like 2017, 2016. And I thought he had a great physique. I saw him doing explosive muscle ups over the bar. I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like, I want to start doing this. So I started following his workouts, um, started learning more about calisthenics, and just the more I did it, the more I researched, the greater my passion grew. And I reignited that passion for fitness. I started to incorporate a bit of weightlifting again, kind of as like a supplement to my calisthenics training. So
Okay.
both passions grew, and just like the more I learned, the more passionate I got, and it was just like a snowball effect. And I just have kind of just like ran with it since then, honestly. And here we are.
Amazing. I love that. And what were some of your main goals when you started calisthenics?
I honestly didn't even know on it. Like I was just following like his hit cardio circuits. Like I didn't know how to structure a routine. But then I started to learn more about levers, you know, front lever planche. I saw those. I saw the muscle up, obviously. I saw him doing it. That was one of my goals. So I wanted the muscle up, handstand push up, get a
Awesome.
nice looking body. But yeah, first I wanted to get the muscle up, then the explosive muscle up. And then I eventually saw guys like you on the internet doing freestyle. And I was like, okay, that's even cooler than what Chris is doing. So let's learn
Yeah,
that. So
that's awesome.
yeah,
So when you first started, you weren't like, I want to compete, I want to like be the best in the world. You were just like doing it like for fun and like you wanted to get in a better shape.
yeah,
And
I wanted six pack abs. I wanted a nice body. I wanted to feel good, and I wanted to like look muscular. And then eventually, I wanted to start learning skills once I learned more about the skills side of things.
so for the people watching, can you tell them a little bit about what are some of the injuries and pain that you are going through, and how has it changed, and how has your perspective on just the approach on training and mindset and just life in general? How has it
Yeah.
changed?
So I hurt my shoulder. I think I was overtraining. I was just doing too high frequency, just too much on the body. I was trying a freestyle move, a swing 360, or actually a muscle up 360, and I kind of like caught the bar and like jolted my shoulder a bit, and it was kind of hurting. And I've always had like neck strains or like back strains that are kind of connected. I do a lot of sitting throughout the day, either at
You're
my desk.
hypermobile too, right?
Yeah, I'm very mobile.
So
I can move my thumb joint.
yeah.
I just have a very large range of motion naturally, and I think I can hyperextend, which can be bad.
So you're
Um,
stretching, so you're very flexible. Your
Naturally
mobility.
flexible, yeah, yeah. I have a natural high range of motion. I just want to just continue to progress, bro. I want to get planche. I want to get pain free. Not know how to help people get pain free.
Okay.
Reach an advanced level, being able to spread it and share it with other people. Get better at freestyle. I feel like I'm pretty good at freestyle. I haven't done it in a while because I've been resting, but
So
that's
aside from just like all of the, physical achievements and skills that you want to improve, you're also trying to learn how to start your own online coaching and how to coach people and help people and start your own business as well, right?
yeah.
Post
I'm
social media and everything.
trying to learn from Thomas and help share with clients, my followers, just trying to help spread as much knowledge and as much positivity with health and fitness as I can, and really just make the world just slightly more informed, slightly better off, as far as slightly more inspired and motivated through what I do online, and just connect with as many people and just positively impact as many people that I can through the sport of calisthenics, and make healthy, lifelong longevity athletes, and let people know that there's a lot of joy in this endeavor.
I love the mission, bro. I'm super grateful to be part of your journey, man. Thank
Bless you.
you. Thank you. I hope it all works out. It's gonna be getting better, bro. And thank you guys for watching. If you got value, I hope you got value from this Q&A. If you did, I'd like to ask you to please give a follow and a like. If you would, leave a comment. It really help us out. And uh thank you guys. Good, right?
Yeah, that was good, bro. That was great. I appreciate
Are
it.
we didn't even hit 40 minutes, bro?
We were
What
efficient,
the
bro. We were efficient.
efficient as fuck.
That was good, bro.
I've never really done anything like this before, so I think this is good, and we can probably do something like this again. Do like a check in and
Follow
maybe
up in a month or something.
different topic. Different questions. There's so much stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Like this opened my eyes to maybe even starting like an official podcast,
You
you know,
should,
to
bro.
actually like
Good.
talk to people because this is good stuff, bro. Like I just enjoy talking to you, bro. Like
God
it's
bless
not
you.
even about the video. I'm sure people are gonna get a lot out of it, but like yeah, it was just fun to talk and exchange, you know, feedback, information, and
Absolutely, man.
momentum, bro. Positive momentum.
Yeah, man. We'll keep in touch. I gotta jump ship, but
Thanks
yeah,
again, brother.
great. Been a great time, man.
Send me the recording just in case.
Yeah, I'll make a
Uh,
Google Drive folder and upload it and give it to you now.